parents, the whole moment. This is what a gang up does. This is what a pitchfork mentality does. Is anybody watching this video sinless? Have we all made a sin here or there? Different severities, yes, but we've all created a sin here and there. None of us are perfect by any means necessary at all. And to say to somebody, you need to die with your mother, is something that I can't get out of my head. Because if somebody said to me, God forbid, because I just lost my grandparents, go and pass over them, I don't know what I would do. You don't know what you would do. As well as isolation phase on top. None of us can go anywhere. No physical comfort. At a time when you're having the whole world, the whole of the city on your back, slamming you left, right and center, the only person you would want with you is your mum. And your mum isn't there, and people are telling you to go and die with your mum. Can you even imagine how that can make somebody feel? I don't know this individual, but what I do know is that this particular person doesn't deserve this much hate. People don't deserve this much hate. People don't deserve these massive gang-ups on them, because if, God forbid, something happens to them and they end up passing away, people are going to live in regret. And yes, people make problematic tweets. Yes, nobody's perfect. Yes, people have made bad mistakes, but people are allowed second chances. People are allowed to be forgiven. And to the Somali community who were obviously, very hurt by those tweets, I'm coming to you as a Muslim brother. It is Ramadan, guys. If you don't have mercy on people, how the hell do you expect Allah to have mercy on you as an individual and as a person? None of us are perfect at all. So many of us have made so many mistakes in our lives. So many, all of us. There is a place for forgiveness. There is a place for people to have second chances. There is a place for, there is a light at the end of this tunnel. There has to be. I don't like it when I see massive gang-ups on people, because it really just, it's so scary. The cancellation culture is so scary, because on the receiving end, the other person could end up doing something to themselves, and that is it. Just take on all that abuse at once and not even have your own mother with you for comfort. Rather, you have it shoved in your face that you should join them. Is something that I can't fathom. And yes, this person has apologized. Yes, anybody is entitled to take their apology if they want to or they're not. But what you guys are not entitled to do is continue to derogatory abuse somebody to the point of mocking them for their late parent and telling them to join them whilst they're passed away. If anybody subscribed to my channel, watches those, this particular content creators and likes our stuff, can hopefully just reduce this amount of just abuse, because I'm still seeing it going on for one individual, but I haven't seen it for the majority who have actually said far worse. It's so scary, and it begs me to differ. Is there a conversation of colorism happening here again? Because if dark-skinned black women are not, if they are the brunt of the abuse in general, if any of those individuals who are, problematic with their tweets, are they now going to be receiving end on the other side as well and get the worst brunt of that, when other individuals who've also made problematic stuff haven't received that same equal amount of punishment? Isn't that interesting? Not only are they receiving end of the brunt abuse, but then if anybody's held accountable, they're also then held as the most brunt as well, to be trending number one, all this abuse, these horrific, derogatory, abusive stuff. Like, yes, somebody's made a mistake. It's problematic. You're going to be called out on it. You're going to be dragged here and there, left, right, center to an extent. People are going to be irritated, venting, frustration. That's fine. But there's levels to it. And people have taken it way too far. And when it becomes a gang up, it gets very scary and it just weirds me out. It happens out of nowhere. And it just weirds you out. If anybody is still subscribed to my channel and is still sending her abuse or is still sending her, you know, derogatory stuff, please just stop. Please stop. We're all going to end up dead in our graves one day. All of us are going to end up passed away in our graves one day. Every single one of us. Every single one of us are going to be put into a box one day and carried and laid into the ground. Every single one of us. So please keep this in mind. None of us are perfect and none of us are going to be here permanently for the rest of our lives. It's a finite amount of time. We're here temporary. Keep this in mind, please. And in the month of Ramadan, please don't send any abuse on top of that, especially, which applies to Muslims who follow the month of Ramadan. We have, for example, a US content creator who goes by the name of Jeffree Star, who has had a very problematic past, has said very awful things, and, you know, has addressed it, apologized it, whatever. But he has only really benefited from it, and it hasn't actually impacted his career that much at all. Jeffree Star, a white man, but yet we have Miss Nella Rose, a black dark-skinned woman who is struggling post the situation, has deactivated accounts, has X amount of followers and stuff, and, you know, it seems that there is a far more of a harsh brunt. Food for thought, because I find that to be very interesting. How people have the capabilities, the understanding, the lack of common sense to think that it's okay to come for somebody's late mother who has passed away is absolutely vile, disgusting, and I have no words for it. I think people are just ridiculously rude. This cancel culture is so unfortunately toxic. Time when everybody is isolating, and at a time when everybody has to be at home, everybody is homebound. No physical comfort can even come to you because you have to stay at your home, and you're seeing everybody going off on you. Do people not understand the boundaries of mental health? And what if these individuals and these people actually end up doing something to themselves, God forbid, if they're not here the next day? But it's easier to digest that and throw that on somebody else who may be more dark-skinned. And I find that in itself is an issue that is going on here. Yes, somebody has also made problematic tweets and is being called out for it, rightly so. Yes, and somebody has taken accountability. Yes, that is there to be there, and I'm definitely not condoning that. Of course, they made bad tweets about a lot of different, demographics, and people are going to be upset and angry, but there seems to be a difference here for one person, a difference of treatment for one person, and a difference of treatment for the others. It's okay for them, child. But this particular influencer content creator who's worked so hard, who has worked so hard when it comes to the caliber, the quality of her videos, and has, I believe has changed as a viewer. I don't know this person, so it's not, it's not biased reporting. I don't know, there's no friendship, anything there. So this is just, unbiased reporting, as I like to keep it. Who has tried and worked so hard with the caliber of the quality of her videos, has been completely annihilated within a matter of seconds. My issue was these tweets saying, wake up, Nella, wake up. Like, people are making a mockery or a joke out of this. And when you find too much humor and entertainment out of this, it becomes this kind of pitchfork kind of mentality where you want to drag someone for fun or whatever, but you're not doing it for proper reasons to really talk about the movement, to really talk about actual issues that are at hand here. And this is very prevalent, colorism, not just in black communities, but it's very prevalent in brown communities, in Asian and Arab communities. It is definitely there, and it is a conversation that you need to keep having stuff, because mental health isn't even considered at this point. It really isn't. And I don't understand why. Whew, I am pissed off. Now, before we do get in this video, please do not send any hate to Nella Rose. This girl's already received way too much hate, and I feel like it's just a lot of abuse. So please don't go and send any hate. Bigotry does not solve bigotry. It is a waste of your time. It is counterproductive. It doesn't do anything for you. So please don't go and send hate. I find it to be absolutely pointless. You're just wasting your time. So don't do it. Please don't send hate. Hey guys, it's Murad Murali. Hopefully you guys, flip the intro, I don't really care. Understand how people can do this. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, but you cannot go and cuss somebody's late mother and think it's okay. You really think it's okay that you can really go and sit there and say, go and join your late mother in the grave, go and be there with her. You can't, where are your boundaries? Where is your home training? Where is your home training, please?
People have absolutely over-exaggerated. I feel like we know that a lot of people say things in their younger ages. Nella Rose is not the first person. we are all guilty of it, whether you're in the limelight or whether you're not in the limelight. Nobody's perfect. People have done so much and said so much worse, and I feel like people need to get off her back, because at this point, people are doing what they're telling her not to do to her. So everyone's being such hypocrites. Like, don't say things about people, but yet you're attacking another black woman. So it doesn't make sense. I'm not condoning what she said, but we are so imperfect. This bullying culture is absolutely disgusting. You don't even know how she feels right now. It is a lot to be getting a lot of attention and a lot of people hating you right now in this moment in time. And I've experienced that, and it can literally cause someone to kill themselves. Why we black women are always at the end of the stick, you know, it's clear that there's some self-hate issues at the time of her life, and these are things that me as a black woman went through and I experienced, and I could have probably said the same things about myself just because of how much self-hate there was, until I really got to know who I was and I really loved myself. So this is a common theme, and that's why my brand to all my black girls is here to really help change that narrative. So let's, you know, focus on love.
And it was so crazy to see how, despite what was said, and obviously you can't, you know, justify any of those tweets.
Totally.
Nella seems to get the most backlash by far. Like, of course, you know, when a dark-skinned person says something negative about dark-skinned people, it's a form of, you know, self-hatred, and people have really been going into detail about that. But the men that say it don't get anywhere near the same backlash as the women that say it.
So do you feel like that could be like a form of male privilege that really kicks in?
Yeah, I think it must be. Everybody moved on. Nella did this beautiful, heartfelt apology, which I actually listened to the full apology video, and it does make sense. And I think a lot of dark-skinned women could actually relate to some of the struggles that she had. And people are really forgetting how many, this was 8 years ago. Everyone grows so much over time.
Right. Right, I totally agree, because I feel like, you know, the way they were coming for her, just her diseased parents, man, I feel like that in itself was like, there's no limit to this, and this is why it gets so scary, man. And what if this person does them to themselves, then everybody's going to be living in regret. Like, it's just nonsense.
Straight away, I thought about all the Caroline Flack, you know, oh, be kind to people online, this cyberbullying. And now, a few months later, and you're all absolutely attacking someone for, yes, saying things that they shouldn't have said, but once you start talking about people, you know, joining their dead parents in hell, you're just taking it too far. Very
interesting, you know, because she is like a dark-skinned black woman, that she would receive more of the brunt of the abuse, as opposed to other counterparts who've arguably said worse. So I think that is just a very interesting conversation, which is why I wanted to get other content creators like involved some way in any capacity, because it's just unfair.
She wasn't even a woman at the time. She was a girl. She was a child. Not going to what Maya Jama said back in the day. All these people have said things, and I just don't remember seeing the same level of intense bashing that I now see for Nella.
Malcolm X once said that the black woman is the most underrepresented person in society, and even today it's still the truth. Being a black woman essentially means that you are at the bottom of the barrel. No matter what forces you try and fight against, no one's really defending us, no one's really trying to feel sorry for us. There's no sympathy and there's no fight. So I feel like a lot of the people directing hate and anger towards her, they're misdirecting their anger, because they need to give the same energy to the people, the men, specifically the black men who were tweeting things about rape and black dark-skinned women. They have said things that, in my opinion, were a lot more far worse than what Nella said. Like I said, I don't want to make excuses for her.
Right.
I think when it comes to people's outrage, you need to allow people to be angry. If people want to cancel you, that's what they're going to do. That's the consequence you have to pay. If people want to drag you, that's a consequence that you have to pay. You're just going to have to deal with it. But in my opinion, eventually you have to be able to heal and get over these things. And to be able to do that, you need to be able to receive an apology. Come out and said sorry. She straight away, she didn't even let a day pass. Straight away came on YouTube and explained her reasons. Now, people may feel like it wasn't real because she was dolled up or because she was sitting. I don't know what they want. You can't please everybody, honestly. I appreciate her being able to come out and boldly say, I did say those tweets. I won't make any excuse for it. There's people that have said so many things, far worse things, I would say. Probably maybe not far worse, but just honestly maybe on the same level as bad and haven't said a word. They haven't said anything. But the black girl who straight away saw that what she had said was wrong, she didn't try to defend her actions or nothing. She straight away said, this is why I've done it. I didn't, when I was younger, I wasn't allowed to have weave. I wasn't allowed to wear eyelashes. I wasn't allowed to wear lipsticks. So all that internalized dislike that I didn't have, that I had for myself, I then turned around and spite out on other black girls. And I'm sorry for that. She acknowledged that. And in my opinion, for me, I can only speak for myself, I accept the apology. It may take others 5 years, it may take them 2 months. It all depends on the individual, but you have received an apology, and once someone says sorry, there isn't much left they can do.
Community is holding her to a different standard that they are to like other people that have brought out racist tweets in the past, and some of them have pretty much got away with it. It's like here for her mental health. Because
this is the thing.
Like these,
it's like, the mental health, and then the fact that people are even cussing out her dead mother. Like, come on, isolation. Everybody's at home. You can't even have physical comfort with your friends or family because you have people really going in. And this is the time more than ever when you have so much people slamming you that you'd want to be with your mum. You want to be, you know. So when you say mental health, it's so true, because anybody could just be like, you know what, you're right. Suicide, bye. And that's how bad it is.
And the colorism thing may be a part of it. I definitely feel like
for this specific video, I really did want some black woman inclusion, especially in videos like this. I feel like that is definitely needed, number one. So I feel like I wanted to try and get their opinions in there, number one. And number two, their opinions are going to be more valued than mine, than anybody else that isn't directly affected by this, or like for example the Somali community who have been massively affected by this as well. Their opinions are going to be up here. They're valued more because they're the ones that are being targeted in this particular, you know, stuff that's going on Twitter, not other communities, child. So their opinions are always going to value more, point blank, period. But at the same time, I have used my platform and utilized my platform previously to help, you know, raise awareness for important issues and also defend demographics, and also defend people who I feel like are getting way too much abuse. And if I can use that, not only is that a gift but responsibility that I've worked hard for, and I'm going to continue to use that for people. And I genuinely feel like Miss Nella Rose is getting way too much abuse. I don't like it. I feel like it's disgusting. So I'm going to use my platform to help defend her, and hopefully this can help the reduction of the abuse whilst all of this is still too hot, because I feel like this shit needs to cool down very quickly. We're going to get into the apology analysis video. Personally speaking, I thought it was better than Only Bells. I honestly didn't even know who Only Bells was until you guys were literally tagging me. I didn't know who this content creator was. I genuinely thought it was a Christmas song. Like, I had no idea who Only Bells was. So when I looked at her apology video, I didn't understand it. I felt like it was just something that was very aloof. Apparently it's come to the news that she's deleted it. I don't think that was a good idea. I felt like it should have been left up there. It is what it is, child. It is what it is. But when it comes to this particular video by Nella, it was short. It could have been a little bit longer. That probably would have been my only really critique, to be honest. She was there, direct, looking at the camera, giving eye contact.
I was immature. I was the product of my environment. But by the age of 10, I knew what was right from wrong.
Giving engagement and saying, you know what, I was young, I was this particular age, this is when this has happened. A lot of people were upset because she wasn't there 12, 13, she was this age. Okay, cool. There may be it could have been just a mishap, guys. You've woken up and you're getting all this abuse. You may not have things right in your head. And you know, I feel like the video was given to us in the same day. People wanted it ASAP, and again, it's like she was receiving far more abuse than everyone else. Far more abuse. That's a lot to take on your head. You need time to program.
Which was absolutely disgusting. I don't even know how I thought that was acceptable, because it was just like I was doing to others what was being done onto me, and it was like, do you not learn from the hurt that is given you now that you want to come and do it to other people?
The girl is only 22, 23, but you know, just take, like, if you're in that, put yourself in that person's position, in their shoes. They have to reprogram their head and talk about it with their agency, with whoever they're signed with, and do a video about it. So, you know, I feel like the video was done well, especially when she said, drag me, drag me, drag me. And she said, don't defend me because then you're going to encourage behavior. That sentence was very key.
Because I've made a lot of people angry, and I take full accountability for what I said. Like, feel free to slander me. Like, I get it. I'm not going to lie. It comes with the territory. I've done something bad and this is the consequence. And then, to be quite honest with you, I don't really think that people should be defending me, because if you're defending me, you're encouraging that behavior. That behavior was wrong, and that's why I'm being called out for it, rightfully so.
Do not defend the behavior because you're going to be encouraging it, which is why I've also expressed that, you know, when it comes to the tweets and what they were saying, people are rightly so entitled to be angry, irritated, or annoyed, especially if they are under out there are in those, you know, specific demographics. But I also feel like, you know, we are in Ramadan, we are fasting. Bigotry does not solve bigotry, irrespective of what person defends. It doesn't matter if one person has, I feel like if somebody has targets your community and stuff like this and says this to you, I just feel like bigotry does not solve bigotry. And I feel like, because it leads to stuff like this where there's no boundaries, and when you're cussing people's dead mums and it gets worse, then there's a chance that person could do something to themselves, and then if that happens, then there's regret. You just don't know. Like, it's just, I don't know, man. I can't keep ranting on it because I'm really heated by this, because I don't feel like she deserves all this abuse at all. I genuinely don't feel like she deserves it to that deep side, because you have other people who haven't received anything at all, and then you have somebody else who's being targeted and saying that go join your dead mum. I feel like, you know, the apology video, she was just being, it felt like she was being honest.
I also want to take this time to say that it's very, very, very important to unlearn a lot of habits that we had during our teenage years.
She was just being herself, and, you know, it felt like she was just really just letting you know, this is what's happened. I'm really apologetic. I'm sorry about it. She was then giving her own process and story about it, and saying that, you know, how she used to hate herself, or the self-hatred because of colorism, which is what it does to brown and black people. You feel like you hate yourself because of XYZ, and therefore you project. Some people cry. Some people go into their rooms. Some people go and, you know, become quiet individuals. They internalize it as a different pathway. And then some other people project, and then they would cuss other people out because they see it as a coping mechanism. And I personally believe that people can change and grow and become better people, because if you don't have mercy on other individuals, how do you expect the Lord to have mercy on you? Because none of us are perfect. All of us, worse, you know, we're all at different severities. I'm not saying, you know, everybody's on the same level, playing field. We're not. But, you know, I genuinely feel like this individual has grown. I feel like they have become a better new person. For somebody who didn't like themselves and so forth, they have demonstrated behavior that is opposite to that online platforms. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like there is a progression here. There's a change in her behavior. It wasn't as severe as the RAPE jokes from other people. So I feel like, you know, this individual should be forgiven, should be, you know, in time. You can't really be entitled to tell people to forgive stuff, because they also need to do it in their own time, even if they want to. Like, you know what I mean? But I just feel like, you know, I feel like, I don't know the person, but she comes across as a very nice, good-hearted individual. That's what she comes across to me. You know, as everyone in London was talking about her, you know, trending #1 2 days ago, and yesterday as well. So I personally feel like she comes across as a good-hearted individual, and I hopefully, you know, people will forgive her, and she will come out with a career, because she has deactivated her Instagram and her Twitter. She lost over 60,000 followers on Twitter as well. And, you know, it's just a hard time, guys. Like, isolation is just a hard time for a lot of people, and to deal with the stress that they're dealing with, them with this on top of them as well, and then being told to go and lay with your dead mom. Like, I don't understand. It's just a lot of mental health stress on people, where they can really go deep into depression and cry and cry and cry. You don't have any physical comfort. Like, it can be difficult, it can be hard. Yes, this person made bad tweets when they were, you know, 14, 15, 16, in this time of age range, whatever the age was. But I do believe people can change, grow, and get better, and I do believe she has changed and she has grown.
Don't come under my Instagram post and be like, oh, she needs to burn in hell with her mom, and her mom is turning in her grave, and what would your dead mom say about all these tweets? And it's like, come on, guys.
But I just feel like there is a deep-seated conversation of colorism that also needs to take place here, where we have people like Maya Jama, who didn't really receive this much abuse at all. She continued on. If not anything, it advanced her careers. Or Stefflon Don, for example. But then you have stuff like this, where you have other people with different shades of skin who are treated to a far more level. And this is what I find, this is what I see in the Asian Arab communities, where you have fairer skinned Arabs who are treated at a different level to really dark skinned Arabs. You have this kind of imbalance that's going on here, because they perceive differently, therefore subconsciously it's easier to treat one as crap because of the fact of the skin tone. This is the conversation that needs to be having, because it's really entrenched within our minds, and it's very prevalent in not only black communities, but definitely in brown communities as well, 110%. And I have just put out a podcast in relation to Arab and Asian colorism and what is going on there and how deep it really is. And a lot of people from Asian Arab, you know, demographics who subscribe to me are really thanking me about it. They're in my emails and DMs, and I'm seeing it, and I'm grateful for it. But I feel like these conversations need to keep happening. They definitely need to keep happening. And I feel like I will use my platform to help defend people if I feel like they should be defended. And I feel like this person needs to be defended, and I'm trying to do my best to do so. And hopefully this can be effective, works, you guys can understand. You know, I just feel like none of us are sinless. We've all committed some kind of sin here and there. And I feel like if we don't have mercy on people, how can we expect the Lord to have mercy on us? I don't understand. Yes, this person has has messed up quite badly, and yes, people are entitled to be upset about it, and if they don't want to subscribe to you anymore, cool, whatever. If they do, hopefully they do, but I genuinely feel like, you know, we can give somebody another chance, and this is coming from an unbiased perspective, because I've already said to you, I don't know the person, so I'm not coming at you from a perspective where I've based a friendship, because then you would just come at me with that point. It's a lot, guys. Oh, I am heated. Child, I am so heated right now. Subscribe if you guys want to, guys. I would appreciate it. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment box below. I would also appreciate that as well. And I'll catch you guys soon for another video. This is going to be the last time I'm ever going to touch on this particular whole situation, and hopefully we can just move on from this. I'm never going to discuss this again. I'm over it, guys.